Jason asked me how much was the mop head. It was $5. I don't even think it was $5 for a new mop, and it's 100% cotton. It was 100% cotton, and you can see how much I've used of it. This is what's left of the mop, and I charred up. Well, I've got two of them, and I charred one completely up, and then the other one I soaked in wax, and this one here is wax, and then I cut them into about 1-inch lengths, or 2 or 3 centimeters, and sometimes I mix in beeswax, sometimes I mix in old candles, and I don't never proportion it. I just, whatever I have, candle pieces, little candle pieces, and whatever candle I have, it doesn't matter what kind of candle, as long as it's wax. And then however much now here is tree resin, pine resin. You can see the difference in the wax. This is 100% tree resin, and this one here is 100% wax. And sometimes I would put in some fatwood dust, bag of fine fatwood dust, and I just throw the waxed mop head pieces down in there, and like you're coating your chicken when you're putting a coating on chicken. And here's a cotton ball. This cotton ball is 100% tree resin, no wax. And I just take a cotton ball and dip it down in the hot wax, or a hot pine resin, and then pull it out, and then put it on a wax sheet of paper, or a aluminum pan. I just drop them in, and then pull another cotton ball, and then I'd fill up the whole tray, and there'd be nothing but cotton balls in there. And of course they stick to this, so I just stick them in the freezer for about 5 or 10 minutes, and they'd get hard, and then they just pop right out after you freeze them. And then after you do that, just stick them in a baggie, and I'll burn one here in a minute. And there's a bunch of the mop strings, and then I'd cut them into little 1-inch pieces, or 2 or 3 centimeters. And I do the same thing with the wax ones. Did the same, and sometimes I mixed the wax when I was getting low on wax and getting low on tree sap. I'd mix it together, and I'd still get good results. This is hardened up tree sap, and whatever I had left, like that little bit there in the baggie, I'd throw that in with whatever candle wax I had. And if I don't, I never measured anything. And then I just, whatever I had, I mixed it together. If I was getting low on candle wax, I'd throw in some pine resin. If I was getting low on pine resin, I'd throw in some candle wax. Sometimes I'd even mix in a little bit of mineral oil, or cooking oil, or peanut oil, or whatever I had. But nothing was ever measured. It was just whatever I had left. And like, here's a chunk of pine resin. Another piece of pine resin. And whatever I had left, Jason, I would just mix it up and add it in. And I didn't care what the proportions was, just as long as I could make something out of it. And I just, you know, do it till I had enough. Now let's get this little cotton ball with, this is 100% tree resin. Move that out of the way. I got some pine cones over here, about half a dozen pine cones, and I do the same thing with them, except I crunch them up. And this right here will burn a pretty good long time. Of course, I use my trusty Nathan 4071 ferrocerium rod to light it up. And once it gets down there to that wax, it's just like a candle. You can see this part over here is already starting to burn brighter than that over there. It's done hit the wax, or the pine sap. You can see the black smoke coming off of it already. And that'll burn for a good 5 minutes. Let's see, I got a little tin can here somewhere that I'd, here it is. I made that. It's nothing but a soup can, and I punched a bunch of holes in it at the top and the bottom. That way you can set something on top of there, throw one of them little cotton balls down in there, light it up, and then put your coffee or water or whatever you're wanting to heat up, and it's a little cooker. And you can see it's black down in there where I've already used it multiple times. And you can always throw in some fatwood chips or whatever else to, you know, help get it going. But I do it with whatever I have. There is no measuring. I just do it. That thing is smoking bad. I'm gonna put it out. That is terrible. Oh. And I just go with whatever I have. Sometimes I have jute string, and I'll soak the jute string down in it. Or pine needles, more cotton balls. See, it's whatever I have on hand. Let me see my I take this pan right here, and I'll take an old fork. I've had this old fork. I'll go like this, and I'll dip the whole thing down in there, and then I'll use that fork to pull it up, and then I'll put it in that pan, the same pan I use for the cotton balls, and that thing's still burning. And then, of course, let them harden up in the freezer for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then take them out and put them in a Ziploc baggie. And you've seen all the collection of stuff I've had. So, I mean, there's probably 20 or 30 of them in there that I've made. Them just cotton balls dipped down in pine sap, and each one will burn 5 or 10 minutes. I think I get about at least a 5-minute burn out of them. So I hope that answers all your questions, Jason. That mop head was, I don't even think it was $5. And I got two of them. One I used to make char rope, and the other ones I dipped in wax. I dipped in a little bit of everything. But this is what it looks like after you char it. It's real skinny. Real skinny. And of course, I've got fat wood in there too that helps it light up. I'm looking for easy ignition. All right, I hope that helps you out, Jason. If you ever want to mix you up stuff, and I do the same thing with my jute string. There's no difference. It's soaked the same way. All right. Thank you for watching. And thank you for all your questions. Thank you for your thumbs up. And I'll see you on the next one.